A very good morning. We're glad you're still with us. For those that went with us into the break, welcome to the business update segment of Morning at NTV. We are going to be discussing strengthening Uganda's and South Africa investment ties. I'll be introducing our special guest very shortly. Let me just give you a preamble before that gets underway. South Africa is one of the fastest growing sources of foreign direct investment for Uganda, as the country's exports to Uganda increased in total value from 2.18 billion rand in 2017 to 3.11 billion in 2018, then recorded some notable decrease in 2009, 1.35 billion rand, before again increasing in 2021 to a staggering 1.80 billion rand. South African investments in Uganda include telecommunications, breweries, finance, poultry, energy, and many others, while Uganda's exports to South Africa include fresh flowers, cotton, gold, fish fillet, tobacco, coffee, and a lot more. To strengthen the diplomatic trade and investment ties, a summit has been organized to discuss the straight path and direction in this aspect. And to bring us up to speed with this particular summit is Her Excellency Lulama Marytheresa Xingwana, Republic of South Africa High Commissioner. I needed to pronounce that name in Xhosa, but I should be excused if I failed terribly. She will be helping us on that. A very warm welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency.
Thank you. Good morning to the listeners.
Yeah, there is something exciting about South African languages, and I just attempted to pronounce your name that has that Xhosa click of the tongue.
You did very well.
If you don't mind, I did very well?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Xingwana.
There you are. Okay, let's delve straight into the summit that is upcoming. What is the impetus of the summit?
Well, the summit is part of our growing relations politically between the Republic of Uganda and the Republic of South Africa.
Yeah.
Last year, our ministers of foreign affairs met in July to chair what we call the Joint Commission of Cooperation, which is a summit that is held every 2 years between the two countries. The next one will be held next year in South Africa.
Okay.
Last year it was here in Uganda. And some of the areas of interest were tourism,
yes,
trade and investment, energy, particularly oil and gas, and agriculture and agri-processing. This year also President Museveni was invited by my president, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, to visit South Africa in February 2023. He visited our country with a huge delegation of senior ministers, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Trade and Industry, Minister of Minerals and Energy, and also deputy ministers of Transport, Trade and Industry. And they had very fruitful deliberations in South Africa. We had a number of MOUs that were signed, including the MOU on tourism, and MOU on transport, and also on justice, as well as women. So this year, yes, let me say last year in February, no, in July, those MOUs were prepared and we are now in the process of implementing them.
Okay.
In February, when the president was there, he went with a huge delegation of business people, and they met with our business people in South Africa, where we had a summit, business summit. This is the second leg of that summit, which will be held from the 5th to the 6th of September this year, here in Kampala.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that is very interesting. It's something to look forward to. There have been, however, certain pain points when it comes to trade and investment between the two countries. I'm glad that efforts are being made to streamline that. On the aspect of air travel, there have been issues about visas.
Yeah.
The fact that Ugandans cannot be able to access visas on time to South Africa. What has been done to rectify that?
Well, the issue of visas, we are now giving Ugandans 5 days. If you apply on time, within those 5 days, you will definitely get your visa.
Yeah.
But we also have challenges where people don't have the required funds because you need funding, because you must stay somewhere, you must eat, and so on and so on.
That is right.
The other challenge, of course, is where people therefore may not qualify because of certain, for instance, if you visit South Africa and you overstay, then next time you want to go,
it will be difficult for you.
It will be difficult for you.
So you have to be good when you visit.
And obey the laws.
Obey the laws.
Like we also obey the laws of Uganda here.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, with regard to trade and investment, there are particular areas that South African companies do deal in Uganda. We see the telecommunications industry, we see the breweries, finance. When you look at what Uganda is taking to South Africa in terms of exports, cotton, gold, fish, tobacco, coffee, and the volumes, what would you advise small and medium enterprise owners here in Uganda to target? Yeah, in terms of what South Africa needs at this particular moment in time.
Well, this summit is focusing on the areas of interest between the two countries.
Yeah.
The main focus will be agriculture and agri-processing. Around 60% of the summit will focus on that.
Yeah.
And Uganda has an advantage in this sector because you have very fertile land, you have lots and lots of water, rain, and therefore we believe South Africa also is an experienced commercial agricultural country which is actually exporting food instead of importing. So, and we are also at the level of commercial agriculture. We have equipment and technology, and we are interested in partnering with Uganda and believe if empowered, Uganda and South Africa can do well.
That's right.
We can actually be the food basket of the world. And so we want to share our experience with Uganda and make sure that Uganda produces more, not only for local consumption, but can also be a food exporter throughout the world. And they have the capacity to do that. We're also looking at tourism. Uganda is a beautiful country, and South Africa has a lot of experience in the area of tourism. We are probably the top destination, tourism destination on the continent. And we have also experience in the hospitality industry, and we're looking forward to sharing experiences, building capacity, training opportunities with Uganda so that you have beautiful tourist destinations here. If they are developed,
that's right,
and you have the facilities, I think Uganda can do very well in tourism. We're also looking at communication. Maybe we will learn a lot more from you in that sector, as well as oil and gas and the mining sector. We also have over 100 years of experience in mining. I would say even in agriculture. You can see our wines have been there from maybe the 1700s. And so we think agriculture could be a good sector to develop and to ensure that you produce but also add value.
That is right.
Yeah, so that you can benefit optimally from your produce.
Okay, let me just delve on the position of agriculture in the whole transformation agenda economically for the two countries. We've all suffered the effects of the Ukraine and Russia war in terms of supplies to specifically grain into Africa and other parts of the world. How has South Africa positioned itself to close that gap across the continent?
Well, South Africa believes Africa can feed itself. We don't have to look up to anyone to send us food. South Africa, as I said, we produce our own grain. Mostly we eat maize in different forms, and we love it, we enjoy it. We produce wheat. As you know, some parts of the country are a bit cold, like the Western Cape. So we produce wheat there, we produce barley and other grains, sorghum and so on. So we believe that as Africans, we don't need to look up to anyone. We just need to make sure we use as much as possible, because we still have a lot of land that is lying idle.
That is right.
For instance, in Uganda, if you look at the north, Gulu areas, Karamoja areas, you have very fertile soils there that can be used to produce food that can sustain not only Uganda, but your neighboring countries and the entire continent. So our Minister of Agriculture will be coming, and she's ready to work with your ministry.
Wow.
Your Minister of Agriculture, I'm sure the two will be meeting and discussing and strategizing.
Okay. This particular summit, do you have consideration for young entrepreneurs, the youth? Will they be having some special presentations, or do you have anything prepared for them? Because increasingly youth are being required to go and make headway into business, and they need a lot of support for that matter. And inspiration comes from such summits, hearing entrepreneurs, business leaders, and government officials. I don't know whether they have an opportunity or they will be also seeking to attend like any normal delegate.
No, the summit is open. We also work with the private sector. From the South African side, the lead company is MTN, but also Stanbic, Absa Bank, Sanlam, as you said, the Nile breweries, MultiChoice. Those are the companies that will be leading this summit. One of the areas, we have 4 areas that have been prioritized for the summit. Agriculture, as I said, and agri-processing. We have tourism, we also have communications, and the last one is, as I said, energy, oil and gas. And so young people, I'm sure, will be well accommodated in agriculture. I hope they will take a keen interest. Agriculture is a science.
That's right.
Agriculture is a business. Many people in South Africa have become very rich because they are doing agriculture. The communications and digital sector, young people are very much interested in that sector. That is the other one of the 4 areas that this summit will be focusing on. Tourism, huge opportunities for young people. Our Minister of Tourism will also be coming with the delegation, because that is one of the priority areas we want to focus on and work with agriculture in that sector. As well as I said, energy, there are huge opportunities here. We hope young people will be looking at solar, will be looking at wind energy and renewables, but also we looking at oil and gas and opportunities in that sector, the petrochemicals and so on. So young people, of course, we encourage them to study, to go into engineering, and be able to lead these sectors on the continent and internationally.
Okay, Your Excellency High Commissioner, that is pretty good. I would love you to wrap this up for us, perhaps your last word ahead of the investment summit.
Yes, we're very excited about the summit. We believe it will strengthen our good relations at the level of political and people-to-people relations, government-to-government relations. We're doing very well. We also have huge investments. MTN is one of the biggest companies in Uganda. Stanbic Bank is the biggest bank here in Uganda, and we're looking forward. We'll be bringing more companies and more investors who are interested to come and partner with Uganda and also work with Ugandans to grow the economy in both countries.
That's
so
right.
We're very excited. The size of the summit, I think, will bear positive fruits and grow our two economies.
Okay. Where is the venue?
The venue is Munyonyo
Munyonyo
International Convention Center.
Oh, all
Yes.
right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency Lulama Marytheresa Xingwana,
Thank you.
Republic of South Africa High Commissioner. I'm pretty much interested in learning Xhosa, so I can be able to click away.
Xhosa.
Xhosa. There you have it.
You are doing well.
The next time you hear Chris Higenyi introducing the show in Xhosa, don't run away. We shall take a break. The discussion coming up is on setting Uganda tourism industry and looking at what's on the horizon. Stay with us.